Gianluca Vialli takes charge of his first game in Europe as Chelsea boss tonight as the Blues take on Real Betis in the Benito Villamarín Stadium in Seville. The Spanish side should prove tough opposition for Chelsea, with Nigerian international Fanini George and Croatian playmaker Robert Jarni the danger men. Vialli recalls Gianfranco Zola and Torre-Andre Flo to the starting lineup tonight as Chelsea go in search of a first-leg lead that would put them within touching distance of a semi-final place in the European Cup Winners' Cup. And away we go, Chelsea all in blue and Real Betis in their home strip, green and white stripes, white shorts. And straight away it's the Spanish outfit that come crashing forward, looking to the likes of Fanini George and also the Spanish international Alfonso to make an impact in the early stages of this game. As for Chelsea, certainly is a far cry from the snows of Tromsø in their previous European Cup Winners' Cup tie. 3-2 they lost, you might recall, in the snows in Norway, away from home, before destroying the Norwegian outfit 7-1 back at Stamford Bridge to progress to the next stage. Thomas Elias was in quickly. It will be a Chelsea throw on that far side. Certainly be different to anything that Chelsea have so far seen in this competition. And for Gianluca Vialli, who scored 5 goals, in fact, in Europe against Tromsø. Slovan Bratislava in the first round and then Tromsø in the second. But he's certainly different opposition in more ways than one. It's Ed de Hoy who clears forward, looking for the likes of Flo and Zola. Mark Hughes on the bench, incidentally, along with Gianluca Vialli. Took over after the departure of Ruud Gullit. First game was a cup tie, the Coca-Cola Cup. This is Fanini George going down that right-hand side, but above coming across quickly. Managed to steer Chelsea to victory over Arsenal. A 3-1 win in the away leg. 3-1 win at Stamford Bridge, rather. Actually, were beaten at Highbury, but it was enough to send them through to the final. And Vialli will be looking to do the same here. The Bulgarian referee has spotted an infringement. Frank Sinclair winning the free kick. Fanini George quick into the action straight away, and it's his partnership really with Alfonso that has been deadly for Real Betis and has brought them to this stage of the competition. Their league form hasn't been particularly good. In the bottom half of La Liga, they did win at the weekend, defeating Compostela by 3-2. Certainly a confidence-boosting win for Luis Aragones' side. They do possess some fine individuals. Should be easy for Ed de Hoy. 10 clean sheets in the league so far this season. Only a couple though in Europe, both against Slovan Bratislava. Last season at Chelsea for the former Feyenoord man. And taking his time, certainly Chelsea will be looking to keep things tight. Roberto Di Matteo scored home and away in the first round of this particular competition against the Czech side. It's Leboeuf forward. And then Di Matteo. He's just lifting the ball forward for Real Betis. Same player unable to keep the ball in play though, as Graham Rix barks out the orders. Challenge a fair one, according to our referee. Di Matteo has to go backwards and uses Frank Leboeuf. And ball forward once again, looking for Flo. This is Elias. Ball forward against Roberto Di Matteo, got forward. Easy enough for Antonio Prats in the Real Betis goal. Offside. Only just. Alfonso on that left-hand side, just the wrong side of the Chelsea defence as far as Real Betis fans were concerned. This is Sinclair, and now Leboeuf for Chelsea. Result of the attempted header. Flores after this. It's easy for Antonio Prats though for Real Betis. Elias forward, again looking for the runner, Fanini George. Taken first time by Alfonso, and it was rather dangerous. Sinclair getting there first, Flo with a touch to Zola, and suddenly a break on for Chelsea. Zola up on his own at this stage, looking for the return ball. This Flo, and Di Matteo had made his way into the penalty area. Sinclair, Wise, Leboeuf, and now Eddie Newton. Michael Dewberry for Chelsea. It's too strong for Gianfranco Zola. Michael Dewberry has really established himself alongside Frank Leboeuf for Chelsea in the latter half of the season. He started 4 of the first 14 games, but since late November hasn't missed a Premiership fixture. Solathabal, and again neat play from Betis on that left-hand side. Once again, Fanini George might pick this one up. Here is the Nigerian, and still Fanini George from distance, something of a daisy cutter and not being able to trouble Ed Hoy. Second season at Real Betis for Fanini George, former Ajax man. And he made his name in Amsterdam before moving to La Liga. This is Flo. Matteo up in support, still Torre-Andre Flo, and it's there! What a start for Chelsea! Torre-Andre Flo, recalled to the starting lineup, has put the visitors ahead. And the mass ranks of Chelsea fans on that far side can celebrate early. Fine strike from the Norwegian. His first in Europe this term. Inside Vidakovic, and thumping the ball past Antonio Prats in the Real Betis goal. Well, he's been used sparingly in Europe and in the Premiership this season, Torre-Andre Flo. Fresh legs, turning inside Vidakovic, the Yugoslav defender, and firing past Prats. Chelsea lead. And they've given the ball away once again. Zola. That was a Cas with a tackle. This is Fanini George. He's lifted over, looking for the run of Alfonso. De Hoy was out quickly. And Chelsea in the past have found Spanish opposition hard to get past in various competitions. Barcelona in the 1966 Fairs Cup, 2-0 at home, 2-0 away, lost a third game, 5-0. And just a few years ago, were beaten by Zaragoza by 3-0. Maybe another chance for Chelsea. They're looking for Flo again. It was their last visit to Spain, going down 3-0 in the away leg. They did win 3-1 at Stamford Bridge against Zaragoza. Wasn't good enough. Yanni goes towards Alfonso, but it's cleared by Frank Leboeuf. Leboeuf in again. Still, Real Betis can come forward. Play on, says the referee. Andre Flo is looking for this, but it will come to Zola on this near side. Flo offside for just a second. This is still Zola, and now Flo as he's regained possession. Vanini George for the home team. 1-0 down against Di Matteo. Chelsea fans in full voice. This is the Croatian, Robert Yanni. Fernando. Betis probe away. Canas. George has made the run on that right-hand side, but Sinclair sticking to his task. Solathoval. George hadn't made the run, and that will be easy for Ed Zahoy. Success against Spanish opposition is the one that I suppose really matters. That was the 1970s European Cup when he's got final win against Real Madrid. 1971 when Chelsea took this very trophy. And he's winning through, and this is Flo, and he's through again. And still Andre Flo. This could be two. It is! 2 for Chelsea. 2 for Andre Flo, and barely 12 minutes on the clock. What a start for Gianluca Vialli's side. Two chances and 2 goals, and the Chelsea fans cannot quite believe it. Antonio Prat's beaten twice. Certainly the look of the bounce there as he took on Vidakovic again, beating the Yugoslav again, and firing into the net again, through the legs of Prats. No mistake from Andre Flo. 7th goal of the season. And now we'll see what Real Betis are made of. Vialli's first game in charge, we mentioned that 3-1 success in the Coca-Cola Cup against Arsenal. They've had lean times of things in the league since then. Beaten by Arsenal at Highbury. Also beaten by Leicester and by Manchester United. They've slipped to 5th in the Premiership. And through to the Coca-Cola Cup final. And they're going some way to booking their semi-final place in the Cup Winners' Cup, but there's a long way to go. Shot fine in, it's charged down. He's on a hat-trick, remember. Neat turn. He was in the way. Appeals for a penalty as Alfonso went down. Steve Clark, his challenge was fair, and the Bulgarian referee urging Alfonso to get up. Certainly a strong challenge, but the referee right on spot, in the right place at the right time to make the right decision. 25 league goals in 41 games last season for Alfonso, one of the top goal scorers in La Liga, former Real Madrid man. And alongside Vanini George, 2 players that Chelsea will have to watch tonight. But Real Betis haven't been watching the Chelsea forward line. Andre Flo, 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes, and Chelsea firmly in the driving seat. This time an infringement spotted, and Elias Certainly isn't happy with the challenge there from Torre Flo. Wins the free kick, but no further punishment for the Norwegian. Yanni Alfonso. Canas. Roberto Di Matteo with a foot in, and Real Betis have to go backwards. Alfonso twisting and turning and still, and Fanini George in the space for Canas, and it is Canas. Frank Leboeuf across very smartly, the French defender. Canas, who scored against Copenhagen in the previous round in the home leg, just about to pull the trigger, and Leboeuf across very, very quickly to avert the danger. Real Betis are shell shots. This is Elias, long ball forward, looking for the run of Robert Yanni. And we can see Torre Flo's second goal. Hristo Vidakovic coming across, didn't make the challenge through the legs of the advancing Antonio Prats. Petrescu wins the throw. First time that Real Betis have faced English opposition. They had too many sorties into European competition, full stop. Only one league title to their name. This is Yanni lifting it over Flo. Missed the bar. Whistle had gone. Yanni didn't realise, and a number of the Chelsea following on that far side didn't either. Certainly looked to be onside from that angle, but as you can see, bottom of your screen, the flag was up. Alexis had put Yanni away and just lifted it over the top of the rushing Interhoy against the crossbar. Wouldn't have counted. Dennis Wise has gone down. Challenged by Jesus Moreno. Free kick Real Betis' way. Wasn't the cleanest of challenges by Dennis Wise. Fanini George loses out, but wins the free kick. Fernando is the intended target, but it's Clark that can play the ball forward. Looking for Flo, gets a shove in the back, and that will be a free kick. Interesting battle already developed between Torre Flo and Thomas Elias. Has been with Real Betis for quite some time. Former Marbella player, signed at the start of the 1993 football year, and Betis were a second division side. Rise through the ranks, and certainly Real Betis looking to take their place amongst the elite in Spain. They're reportedly about to sign a Brazilian, Denilson, for over £20 million. It will be a world record if the Brazilian international does sign. Wise, and now Flo. Leboeuf underneath this one, and that should be Fanini George, and it is. The Nigerian just pushes the ball forward in space on the left-hand side now. This eventually is fired in. Right forward to Canas. And ball is the cry from the home fans. Canas. Salathabal forward. Once again, Yanni the target. It's just hooked away. I'm sure that Gianluca Vialli must have thought that his side would be in this sort of position. 2 goals up, and the question is, what do you do next? Do you sit back, or do you go for more? Canas, certainly Betis will have to come forward now. Canas making the move down the right. What can he do from this position? The ball swing, that's dangerous, and Leboeuf away. Helped out by Frank Sinclair. Canas has looked dangerous down this right-hand side, going into advanced positions. And once again, Canas trying to go for the return ball. That's easy for Ed Zahoy. The best of clearances from Frank Leboeuf, but he's certainly averted the danger on more than one occasion already. As Betis look to get back into this game, because if Chelsea can keep it as it is, they'll be long odds-on favourites to go through to the semis. Vanini George. Safety first. And Michael Dubry, and that will be a corner for Real Betis. George is forward, Alfonso is there as well. Canas in the penalty area. Myers and Newton will have to be on their guard. Wasted corner. He really has taken on a completely different complexion with those 2 goals from Torre Andre Flo. To think of how Chelsea struggled in their previous away outing in the European Cup Winners' Cup away to Tromsø. Canas. Ball forward looking for Alfonso. Sinclair though with a header. This is Vanini George of Real Betis. Alfonso forward for this free kick. 2 men required in the wall. Left-footed swinging by Yanni to the far post. Ed Zahoy punches away. Corner, another chance. This has been pretty comfortable for the Spanish side so far in this competition. He's certainly been performing better in the European Cup Winners' Cup than they have been in the Spanish First Division this season. And the corner, not the best, but it's not cleared by Chelsea. Dubry was there. Now maybe a chance to break. Both goals from the Chelsea point of view have been on the break, and Zola seemed to take it first time and stay onside, but has been called back here by the linesman. Applauds the ball nonetheless to Gianfranco Zola. Must have been close, just. Lifted forward, looking further on that left-hand side of Yanni. Still the home side coming forward. But now Chelsea intercepts and give the ball away, though. Rather a sloppy ball of Salathabal. Alexis. Fernando once again. Yanni was the intended outlet, but that's easy for Petrescu to Shepherd back towards Ed Zahoy. Petrescu, who scored a couple in that famous 7-1 win at home to Tromsø. His only goals in Europe so far this season. He's been a rich source of strikes though throughout the Premiership. 5 in the league, 1 also in the Coca-Cola Cup. He missed a couple of games as well. Remaining an integral part of Reid Hullet and now Gianluca Vialli's side. Well, it might fall to Fanini George. Well, the Nigerian was nearly away then. Dennis Wise just seemed to stumble over the ball for a second. This is Flo. Header was by Vidakovic. Flo's after this one again. And Antonio Prats is way out of his own penalty area, coming across to clear. Caught out twice, of course, Antonio Prats so far in this game. Andre Flo's 2 goals still separate the two sides. What a start for Chelsea in this quarter-final of the European Cup Winners' Cup. Now Betis have a free kick. Spot of head tennis, finally volley clear. Dewberry, and now Frank Leboeuf. Flo battling for it. This is Gianfranco Zola losing out. Straight against Roberto Di Matteo. Will be a Real Betis throw. Canas. Certainly had their chances, Real Betis, to get back into the game. Not as clear cut though as Torre Andre Flo's, and the two is taken. And Chelsea still lead by 2-0 here. And Newton battling away. This is Frank Leboeuf for Chelsea, looking to build from the back. Space for Petrescu on the right. Inside to Dennis Wise. Petrescu goes for the return ball, given away. Zola fights back and regains possession for Chelsea. All the way back to Prats. Puts this ball forward. Fanini George underneath it. Frank Leboeuf, though, again wins the header. Frank Sinclair, however, can't keep the ball in play. This is Canas with a throw. And again. Solathaba. Vidakovic forward. Yanni wins the header, but can only direct the ball behind, and that will be a Chelsea goal kick that Zahoy will take. Scoring moments far between for the big Dutch goalkeeper. Most of the good things have come through that man, Alfonso, for Real Betis. Zahoy with the clearance. Betis defeated Copenhagen by 3-1 on aggregate in the previous round, and prior to that, the better of BVSC 4-1 on aggregate, winning both home and away. Yet to lose in the competition, which is something Chelsea can't say, of course. As we've already mentioned, tasted defeat in the snows of Norway, going down 3-2 in a bizarre game. Given away by Leboeuf, and Fanini George nearly in. Good recovery though from the Frenchman. This is Sinclair inside Canas, and still Sinclair coming forward. And now Roberto Di Matteo loses out but wins the free kick. Rather a late challenge there. Hristo Vidakovic, the Yugoslavian international, signed from Red Star Belgrade a few seasons back. To come forward, scored 12 goals in his last season for Red Star in the Yugoslavian First Division. Hasn't been quite so prolific for Real Betis since coming to La Liga. And certainly his defensive capabilities have been called into question in this game. Andre Flo has beaten him twice. And on both occasions, the Norwegians found the back of the net. Alexis. Vanini George. Whistle has gone. Moreno this time sent crashing to the ground. Free kick, central position. Over to that left-hand side, the header is in, and De Hoy with a save! A looping header. Nearly deceiving Ed De Hoy in the Chelsea goal. It was Fernando creeping up on that left-hand side. Robert Yanni to take this corner kick. George comes to the near post, it's gone to the far post, and Ed De Hoy manages to get something on it and just palms it behind for another flag kick to Real Betis. Once again, Vanini George at that near post. Fernando Elias up from the back. Robert Yanni, left-footed, will swing this one in again. Danger for Chelsea. To the far post this time, away by Andre Flo. Heading once more. Offside. We can see the header from Fernando once again. Certainly would have crept underneath the crossbar. De Hoy needed to make the save. Well, since the goal, we haven't seen too much of Chelsea, which is perhaps understandable. They'll be looking to keep onto this two-goal advantage that they have. But one suspects an onslaught from Real Betis now. Plenty of time to do it as well. Michael Dewberry just lets this one go, and back to Ed De Hoy. He's in no hurry to send the ball skywards and launch another Chelsea attack. Chelsea, of course, the cup winners, which is something that Real Betis can't say they are. They were actually beaten in the final by Barcelona last season. One ball forward, Vanini George is after this one. I'll leave it though to Moreno. It's a flying header from Leboeuf. And still, he's coming forward. Michael Dewberry across well. And Moreno wins the corner. It's another flag kick. And once again, Robert Yanni will come across to take the Croatian, looking to bend this one in. Left-footed. Alfonso is up there. Vanini George also. Yanni to take, it's gone to the near post, cleared by Chelsea. Back to Moreno, looking to get Yanni back in. He stayed out on this right-hand touchline. Here is the Croatian. And still, it's to come on his left foot. Moreno can't get the ball in, and this is Roberto Di Matteo, who does keep the ball in play. Still Real Betis coming forward. Yanni. Roberto Di Matteo. Zola. And still, inside one challenge, it's Zola on his own. He's been shoved over inside the penalty area. Well, once again, it's Vidakovic. Well, a shake of the head from Zola. First caution of the game, and it's gone to the Chelsea forward. And coming across the back of Zola, and according to our Bulgarian referee, Zola going to ground too early. surfing quickly. Zola getting the ball away, and this is Fanini George. Handed away by Michael Dewberry. So Betis have it, but Chelsea doubling up and can get the ball away. Can they break? Flo on a hat-trick. Elias, though, was quickly in. That will be a Chelsea throw-in. And we can see the incident once again concerning Zola and Hristo Vidakovic. You'll decide for yourself, but the referee considering that a dive. Wise. Well, we might get another one here because that's not the best of challenges. It's Fernando. And looking rather sheepishly at the referee. Petrescu is still on the deck here. Seemed to be away. One touch and then taken out really by Fernando. Former Real Madrid man could be in trouble. And certainly Dan Petrescu has felt the full force of that challenge. And I think Fernando will be called over by the Bulgarian official. Made his name at Valladolid, did Fernando, and signed at the start of this season. 11 goals in 38 appearances last term. Hasn't really had that sort of strike rate this term for Real Betis. Still, Dan Petrescu is down injured on that far side. There certainly has been a lull in the game since those two goals. A lightning start from Chelsea. A reminder that Torre-Andre Flo scoring in the 9th minute and then doubling his and Chelsea's tally 3 minutes later. Taking advantage of defensive lapses, Torre-Andre Flo. Maybe just a little look with a second goal, but this first giving Antonio Prats in the Real Betis goal no chance whatsoever. Clinical finish from the Norwegian. A little touch of luck there, but it's really quick feet. Didn't actually rebound off Hristo Vidakovic. Initially thought it might have done. Well, Martinez is on. Or rather, Luis Marquez is on. And let's change. Bit of pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. Substitute in trouble, Roberto Di Matteo. And Rex looks down in his notes. Well, certainly they'll have to go to plan B now. 2-0 up, what a start. Only claiming handball. Certainly seemed to strike the left arm there of Steve Clark, and the Bulgarian official spotting that as well. Once again, a chance for the Croatian Robert Joni to bend one in left-footed. Lots of green and white striped shirts in the penalty area. It's cleared though by Chelsea. This is Marquez, the substitute. Play from Dewberry, but unable to keep the ball in play. And still Betis coming forward with purpose and menace. He's up nicely. A shooting opportunity though, and this is Fanini George. Dancing inside Roberto Di Matteo. Inching forward. Once again though, final ball. That's down Robert Joni and co, and that's safely back with Ed Zahoy in the Chelsea goal. Skywards by the Dutchman. What a superb first half display from Chelsea. 2 goals from Torre-Andre Flo has put Gianluca Vialli's side in the driving seat, 3 minutes apart, and really Betis will have to go for plan B in the second period, because at the break it's Real Betis 0, Chelsea 2. The second half about to get underway. Torre Flo. His 2 goals separate the sides in the 9th and 12th minute of the first half. And although Real Betis had plenty of possession after Torre Flo's 2 strikes, precious few clear-cut chances. Straight away, though, the Spanish side are on the attack, and danger on that right-hand side. And still, plenty forward. Can't get the cross away as yet, twisting and turning. Eventually it comes, and it's there! And it's Alfonso, and what a start! Well, it's 2-1, and it's game on. The first few seconds of this second half. Crossing from the right, Alfonso with a header, and the Spanish international and former Real Madrid man has put Real Betis back in it. Well, we had an explosive start to the first half, and the second period hasn't let us down. And suddenly the Spanish side are back in this game and back in the tie. Tahoy, no chance with the header at the near post. Now we'll see what Chelsea are made of. Well, certainly the Real Betis coach, Luis Aragonés, would have been hoping for an early goal. I'm sure he wouldn't have thought that he would get it that early. Plenty to build up for Alfonso, Vanini Judge, Robert Yanni and company as they plot the downfall of Gianluca Vialli's side. Taken by surprise, certainly 3 minutes of madness as far as Real Betis were concerned in that first half, which led in Torre Flo twice. But suddenly, Alfonso's goal could make all the difference, and they're coming back at Chelsea again here. It's Yanni that hooks the ball across the goal. Vanini George can't make it. Green and white striped shirts flying into the penalty area. Clark away. Petrescu completes the clearance. Canas. Pressure on. Alfonso twisting one way, then the other. The referee for the shove in the back of Alfonso, but play on. Advantage played by the Bulgarian referee. This is Robert Yanni. Tahoy off his line quickly this time to avert the danger. And you can see the cross, in fact, was from Moreno, and Alfonso unmarked. Well, it seemed to strike Tahoy in the face, but there was little he could do to keep the ball out of the back of the net. Falling over the line, a powerful header. Real Betis 1, Chelsea 2. Offside with a bit between their teeth. Offside has been given. It really took an age for Moreno to get the cross in, twisting one way then the other, getting the better of Roberto Di Matteo, and Alfonso unmarked. Couldn't miss from that. Scored 3 goals already in the European Companies Cup. That's his 4th. And now it's the home fans in full voice, packed stadium. Just over 47,000 capacity here. Elias. Poor first touch. Likewise though from Torre Flo, who's battling back the Chelsea goal scorer. Real test for Gianluca Vialli's managerial skills. Lucky rebound, shoving the back there by Michael Dubary. free kick some way out. Certainly Robert Yanni will fancy his chances, kind of standing over the ball as well. Alfonso being watched by Eddie Newton. Eventually the free kick is taken, left-footed Yanni from distance. Flashing past the left-hand goal, Robert Yanni. Plenty on it, and well, only a metre or so wide in the end. Through a forest of players. Elias. And again. Alexis inside, space for Alonso, looking for Fernini George. Play on, says the referee. Alonso again. And now Chelsea can break. They're looking for flow on that left-hand side. Real Betis throw. Betis is the cry as the home fans crank up the volume. Alexis forward. Yanni, Alfonso struggling to stay onside. This is still Robert Yanni. The Croatian crowded out. Play on. Wise and Frank Sinclair manages to get the ball away from Robert Yanni in the end, but his influence certainly growing in this particular game. This is Petrescu now looking for Flo, who's offside. Alexis spraying the ball out wide. Roberto Di Matteo across to cover. Away by Frank Sinclair. But the ball to no one in particular. And it will come straight back. That's a poor ball. Intercepted. Andre Flo. Ahead of Clark's Flo. And now Zola. Dennis Wise was lurking inside the penalty area. Very, very nearly came to Fernando, just touching the ball away from Dennis Wise, yet to score in European football. Simply about to pull the trigger. Frank Sinclair coming across. And I think that he felt he should have done better with the opportunity. Chances on goal, few and far between since that 12th-minute strike to put them 2 up by Torre Andre Flo. Game really has been dominated by the home team. Frank Sinclair in quickly. This is Roberto Di Matteo for Chelsea. And again the Italian looking to put Zola through. Robert Yanni. And still doesn't get his cross away. Steve Clark stuck to his task, but the Croatian wins a corner for Real Betis. And once again it will be Yanni to take. Fernini George inside the penalty area. It's gone to the far post, straight to De Hoy this time. Once again, it was Alfonso. Yanni picking out the Spanish international, straight to De Hoy though. Betis looking to break down the right, but it's broken up. Zola has to go backwards though, and Frank Leboeuf. Fanini George is after this, and De Hoy clears. Zola has been brought down. Certainly Humberto Alexis, the Betis skipper, doesn't agree with the decision. Wise. Di Matteo again looking for float, but broken up. Alonso is in, but Steve Clark foraging forward. The game flow was the intended outlet. It's the Norwegian hasn't seen too much of the ball in this second half so far. All the Chelsea personnel behind the ball, defending deep and defending in numbers. 2-1 they lead. Elias. Fernando. Skipping away from Dan Petrescu. Fanini George with a header. Ball is out of play though, that will be a Chelsea throw. Flo with a header, and again a cheer from the Chelsea fans away on that far side here. Plenty of them have made the trip. Yanni lifting it forward, looking for Alfonso. Fanini George can't get there, and suspicion of handball, which the Bulgarian referee has spotted and produces a yellow card. Dennis Wise this time, well, either for the handball or maybe the ball across the face of Juan Jose Canas. Free kick. Once again, Robert Yanni standing over it. Ed De Hoy working out the instructions. 4 men in his wall. Access over it as well, but you'd fancy it will be the Croatian to deliver this in, either directly on goal into the likes of Alfonso or Fanini George, looking at this back post. It is Yanni, it's a shot on goal, and it's De Hoy with a save. Fernando, and now Fanini George with a curler. Once again, Robert Yanni testing Ed De Hoy from distance, and again the Dutchman does well to keep a sight on the shot. Fernando with the header, Alfonso underneath it, but Jubri away. Given away. Petrescu after this, that sees over for Elias to send back to Antonio Prats. Alexis. Fernando. Roberto Di Matteo's favourite to get this. It's Di Matteo, Flo to the left and Petrescu to the right. This is still Roberto Di Matteo with a shot. Certainly worth an effort from the Italian. Two goals in the European Cup Winners' Cup so far this season. That certainly would have sneaked in at that left-hand post, but Antonio Prats just scrambling across, comfortable enough in the end. Thomas Elias lifted forward, looking for the run of Alfonso. Dennis Wise in quickly. Already had a yellow card, remember, the Chelsea midfield man. Andre Flo has been sent sprawling. Canas is on the deck as well here for Real Betis. And here we can see it again. Just seemed to run into Dennis Wise, if anything, and certainly the referee was well placed. Wise might have caught him with his trailing arm. I don't think there was too much intention there, though, from the Chelsea skipper. Flo is the target, but that's easy for Antonio Prats. Olias. Further substitution is imminent for Real Betis. A reminder that Luis Marquez came on just before the break in place of Hristo Vidakovic, and now Oli is stripped and ready to come on. And always concerns about Juan Jose Canas, who's coming off. Oli, who scored in the home leg against FC Copenhagen earlier on in this competition. Certainly he's got a reputation as a goal scorer. 20 in 41 starts for Oviedo last season, signed last summer. Given a chance here in place of Canas. Just too strong there for the rampaging Fernando down that left-hand side. Flag stayed down. Just a warning shot across the bows of the Chelsea defence. They can't push up too much. Chelsea yet to make a change. The likes of Nichols and Hughes and also Vialli on the bench. Flicked on by Zola. Wise. Petrescu. Eddie Newton looking for the run of Frank Sinclair. And now Roberto Di Matteo. Eddie Newton for Chelsea, bit of possession here. Gianluca Vialli's side. Newton just turning away from Fanini George. Surrounded by Real Betis personnel, has to use Ed Zahoy. Long ball forward to Andre Flo. The Norwegian retains possession for Chelsea. This is Zola. And still an inside, but offside. Won't count. And Petrescu looking to net for the third time in European competition this season. As the ball was played, well, certainly Flo was offside. But was he interfering with play? Sinclair in quickly, loses out though to Luis Marquez. Alexis Marquez. Well, Betis were very, very quickly out the traps for this second half. They scored within seconds, really, of kicking off. And since then, it's been rather subdued play. One or two chances, one or two long-range efforts as Aaron Ricks talks tactics to Mark Nichols. Looks like Nichols is set to come on. He's been used as a sub more often than not this season. Flo not happy with the decision, but it's a Real Betis free kick. Chelsea still lead by 2-1. First leg of this quarter-final of the European Cup Winners' Cup. Given away by Alfonso. Di Matteo looking for Zola, offside. Precious seconds though wasted. This time the decision is fairly clear-cut. And what can Real Betis shape here? They look to make the move down the right-hand side, and Fanini George is in behind the Chelsea defence. There's plenty forward. It's a poor ball across. Still Betis have it. Nicked away by first Dennis Wise and now Frank Leboeuf, but given away by the Frenchman. Alexis, the touch-on was by Alfonso. And here's the Betis goal scorer again, now to Fanini George, but that was telegraphed somewhat. And Frank Leboeuf can make amends for his earlier error. Both sides giving the ball away with alarming regularity in the last few minutes. Olaus. Yanni. Pressure beginning to build on the Chelsea goal. It's over to the far side and Fanini Georgi's got time to bring it down. This is Alfonso. Alexis, Alfonso. And Frank Leboeuf has brought down the Spanish international. And Petrescu remonstrating with the referee. Won't make any difference. Free kick. Quick feet from Alfonso. And just a mistimed challenge from Frank Leboeuf. Seven, 8 now in the Chelsea wall. Alexis standing over it, but surely Robert Yanni is the favourite once again. He's gone close on a couple of occasions so far. What can the Croatian playmaker conjure here? With the left of Yanni, it is Robert Yanni. Up and over the wall, but unable to bring it down, the Croatian. Gianluca Vialli should know all about the threat of Robert Yanni. Teammates at Juventus. Rather a disappointing spell in the Serie A at Juventus for Robert Yanni. Also had spells with Bari and also Torino before going to the old lady. A rare Chelsea break. This is Roberto Di Matteo. And still, Moreno has gone with him. Zola to take the corner for Chelsea. The Blues still lead by 2-1. They've been under the cosh for this second half though. Sinclair forward, Leboeuf is forward as well. They've swung it in, it's gone to the back post, off the line! Fanini George can clip. And a chance for Chelsea to wrap it up. They're still flying forward. It's Di Matteo with a tipping shot. Took a deflection over the bar. Another corner for Chelsea. And a spike from the onslaught. Swung in once again. Sinclair again the target, just squaring up to Robert Yanni. A little bit of afters there between the Chelsea fullback and the Croatian midfield man. His first touch for once letting him down, not so though Torre-Andre Flo. Well, it keeps the pass from Newton in play. And still just shoved off the ball seemingly. But the referee again perfectly placed, and let's play go on. Alfonso. Vanini George lurking on this near side. Space for the Nigerian to run into. Has possession now. Coming inside, and there's a chance here, and Dahoy scrambling across to his right-hand side. Vanini George with the break on the left. And Ed Dahoy doing well to get the header from Robert Yanni away. Fingertip save, not sure if it would have crept in, but Ed Dahoy taking no chances. Well, the ball has ended up in the back of the net, but the Bulgarian official has spotted an infringement there. Lucky escape. You can see the corner again. It was Alfonso with a header, and the referee, I think, just spotting an infringement concerning Ed Dahoy, and I think Fernando is making a nuisance of himself next to the big Dutch goalkeeper. Flicked on, but this should be easy for Antonio Prats in the Real Betis goal. Launch forward. Was in quickly. Di Matteo, and now Petrescu is through, and onside, and Prats is out. Well, he read the play extremely well, the Real Betis keeper, charging off his line. Dan Petrescu was onside and bearing down on goal, but Prats getting the first touch. This is Clark for Chelsea. Again, Real Betis are pushing up and living dangerously. I suppose they have to. They still trail in this first leg in their own backyard. 2-1 Chelsea lead. Challenge is flying in. Given away though by Zola. And still Betis coming forward. Finally it takes Frank Leboeuf's challenge to halt Marquez in his tracks. Here we can see Ed Dahoy, and it was Marquez as substitute, I think. Maybe a lucky escape there for Ed Dahoy and Chelsea. Meanwhile, Robert Yanni has received a caution, urged by Fernando just to get on with the game. Still coming forward, Betis. George is there, and the header! It was Robert Yanni, unmarked at the back post. Chelsea defenders stand and stare at each other. Another opportunity for Real Betis goes begging. No one next to Robert Yanni. Well, heading not particularly his forte, but he surely should have done better with that. Fernando, and still brought down. Tired legs and making for mistakes here. Challenge from Roberto Di Matteo, never going to get the ball. Mark Nichols is ready to come on. Before Alfonso looking to shape something for Real Betis. Yanni lets it go. Throw in to the Spanish side. Substitution though will take place first. Gianfranco Zola coming off. And Mark Nichols is coming on. Once again, Nichols used as a substitute. He's actually started 4 games so far this season in the Premiership. Straight into the action. Given away by Di Matteo. And now Chelsea on the back foot again. Well, a yellow card for Mark Nichols. He's only been on the pitch a matter of seconds, and he's received another caution. And now Mr. Uzanov, the Bulgarian referee, is beginning to flash the yellow. Free kick taken, but unable to get any sort of connection on it. The likes of Fanini George, who was flying inside the penalty area. Thomas Elias making his way forward as well. And certainly one or two of the Real Betis defenders will have to commit themselves now as they go in search of this equaliser with 10 minutes or so to go. And this is Yannick inside the penalty area, looking to cross. It was Frank Leboeuf who got in the way. Shot on target might have been the better option there for Robert Yannick, who seems to be involved with everything. That ball had curled out before it came back in from Yannick, and something of a waste. Still Viali working on in his first game in charge of Chelsea in a European competition, and in victory. Expressionless. Seen it and done it all in European football, of course. A European Cup winner with Juventus, a beaten finalist with Sampdoria. And I suppose this a very, very different thing. Not on the pitch. Has to watch from the sidelines. Can bring himself on, of course. Betis the cry from the home fans. Can they steal an equaliser? This is wise. And Chelsea get another. Clark forward, looking for the run of Petrescu. Once again, Antonio Pratzi's out quickly. Had no option there. Rosed, no-nonsense clearance from the Real Betis keeper, who in truth had little chance with Chelsea's 2 goals. Well-placed efforts from Torre-Andre Flo. As early as the 9th and 12th minutes. That really has put Chelsea well on their way. They've defended stoutly in this second half. Alfonso's goal just after the restart certainly giving Betis hope. They've had the chances to score more, but just haven't taken them. I suppose even a 2-2 draw would be good enough as far as Chelsea are concerned, but if they can manage to hang on to this advantage, well, you would have thought that the second leg would be something of a formality. Betis have struggled on their travels in La Liga this season. Marquez, Elias, Fernando on the left as Betis probe away. Should be easy for Frank Leboeuf. Di Matteo won't get to this. And Chelsea will certainly be happy if the ball stays with the centre-backs of Real Betis. The likes of Yanni and Alfonso can do little damage if they haven't got the ball. Slipped there by Alfonso, but still Real Betis have possession. Here is Alfonso, gets the cross away. Torre-Andre Flo coming back to defend. Well, indecision just for a second there. I don't think they realised that Petrescu was stealing in. De Hoy. The substitute Ollie just going towards Ed De Hoy, but De Hoy it is that can take his time. Mark Hughes ready to come on. Andre Flo, maybe his night's work is over. LaBeouf. Sinclair. Real up and under. Play on, says the referee. Di Matteo. Nichols on that far side. Real Betis fans getting behind their side, but Chelsea taking their time with every dead ball situation. And now the substitution can be made, and it is Andre Flo who's coming off and Mark Hughes coming on. Was a doubt about the former Manchester United man. He's struggling with a calf strain, but obviously fit enough for the bench and to play. Andre Flo, what a contribution from him tonight. 2 goals, his first in European football this season. All smiles from the Norwegian. And his 2 goals really could have sent Chelsea halfway towards a semi-final appearance in the European Cup Winners' Cup. Mark Hughes, of course, has done it all before in this competition and scored in a final for Manchester United against Barcelona. And Sparky has 5 minutes or so to help Chelsea hold on to this lead. They might get a chance here, and this is Hughes onside. Hughes fluffs at the shot. What an opportunity. Well, Mark Hughes, only just on as a substitute, had the freedom of the Real Betis penalty area then, but failed to convert, fluffed the opportunity, and that really would have killed the tie. All alone, got nothing on the shot, and Marino was back and could regain possession and avert the danger for Real Betis. What an opportunity missed. Well, Vialli can smile about it. I'm sure if Betis get one back, he won't be. One or two stoppages, and the substitution certainly has played into Chelsea's hands. They've broken up the rhythm of the play. Defending deep and really making Real Betis work hard. Robert Yarni picking up the ball just inside the Chelsea half. Running at the Blues defence. This is Fanini George. Real Betis aren't done with yet. Challenge coming across, a determined one as well from Frank Sinclair. Receives the applause of his manager. Alfonso, Fanini George. Nichols clears. Hughes after this one. Elias. Alexis. Ball sideways and forwards for Real Betis. They haven't found a way past the Chelsea backline since that 46th minute Alfonso strike. Fanini George trying to do something about that now. Eddie Newton sticks out a boot. Alfonso across towards Fanini George. The header coming in. Certainly a chance for Robert Yarni. He's collided with his own player there, Fanini George. Both players feeling the full force of each other, if you like. Certainly seemed easier for the Croatian to get the header on it, but Fanini George has already risen for it. Cross coming in from the right. And Fanini George just couldn't get out of the way. He's had to be helped off. Yarni is okay to continue. Further stoppage. This time elbow, it seems, on Fernando. He's okay to continue. And we can see this incident with Yarni and George again. Roberto Di Matteo looking to help it on towards Mark Hughes. A slip by Fernando. Gets up in time though. Yanni, Fernando. Looking for Ollie. Haven't seen too much of Ollie since he's come on as a substitute. Elias. And ball forward. Alfonso just lifting this ball over to the right-hand side as still Betis in these final few minutes look to find that spark to provide an equaliser. Fernini George going down inside the penalty area, but Chelsea can bring the ball away in a neat interchange of passes with Nichols and now Dewberry. Antonio Prats is out swiftly, and rather route one style. It's easy for Frank Leboeuf to deal with. Manages to find Dennis Wise. All the way back to Ed de Hoy. That'll do. Yanni. Plenty forward for Betis again. We're not the best of balls in. It's easy for Steve Clarke to intercept. Fernando. Yanni swivels and tries to get the cross in. Viali, the happier of the two coaches. Robert Yanni with this corner again. All the way across, and somehow Chelsea can clear, and amazingly, no Real Betis player could get a boot to it. Nichols forward. Again, Prats is out quickly, reading the play. Di Matteo. And still Roberto Di Matteo. Plenty forward for Chelsea here, looking for Dennis Wise. Prats. And again, Chelsea will be happy if the ball stays down at that end. Fernini George wins the throw-in for Real Betis on the far side. Still Chelsea lead by 2-1 as the clock ticks away. Fernini George with a cross towards the far post and ahead, and De Hoy, great save from Alfonso. And still Betis coming forward with Fernando, and again it's De Hoy, punched away this time. Great effort and a fine save from the Dutchman. This will have gone on that far side. Still time though to take this throw in. What an important save by Ed de Hoy in the dying minutes of this quarter-final first leg. He might have to make another one. Clarke away. Nichols. Advantage Chelsea. Gianluca Vialli's side have held on to secure a precious away win over Real Betis and are halfway to a semi-final appearance in the European Cup Winners' Cup. 2 first-half goals by Torre-Andre Flo sent the Blues on their way, and Alfonso's strike early in the second half was all the home side could muster despite nearly all the possession. Full time here in Seville. Real Betis